In some hole saws, it's got some shit up. That's a 90-degree coupler. So it'll just turn off and come down, stop right about here. So I'm going to try to angle the pipe and get it to right about this spot. So let's get the hole saw and let's get some pipes and line it out, measure it, and cut. Okay, so this one's pretty easy. I went ahead and took the horn off and cut the little bracket off that it was held on with. The 90 on this side fits perfect. It goes right up under the headlight housing perfectly. Nothing needs to be cut at all. It goes perfect. So I'm going to clamp this one down. And then I'm going to get the other 90 that I have. And I'm going to come in here and kind of measure out, see how far it goes in accordance to how high this is. And get it measured out toward this throttle body. Real quick, don't say I didn't warn you, but you'll take this bumper off 163 times, minimum. Don't get mad. All right, as you see, moving right along, this is 3 of the stock pieces that come in the box with the kit. That's 2 90s and a 18-inch straight piece. It's almost good. It's too long, obviously. I'm going to have to cut it probably back here because the 90 is going to come off a good bit. Whatever, I'll cut it when that time comes. But, I mean, it's fairly all there and mocked up. I'm going to put a bracket of some kind in here to kind of hold this still because I don't like the way it moves. And I know it won't move much, and it's not supposed to. We're not supposed to really worry about it. But I think it's going to move some. So the intercooler's not fully mounted up yet. That's another thing. It's kind of moving. You know what I mean? So when it's all secured on there real good, it won't be able to move around there, which will make me happier. But yeah, you know, we're getting there. I'm going to knock the V-band loose on the turbo now and kind of clock it some more to where I can get this straight instead of sticking out up into the nether there. Kind of level it off, and we'll see if we can't work on this side a little bit. I don't think I'm going to have all the pieces I need to make that short turn. I really need a 180, and I don't have one. So I'm going to see if I can make the pieces I got work. I don't know if I can or not, so we'll see. I also have that V-band. That's going to have to be welded on though. So, see if we can make some more progress. Right, word. So, I don't have the appropriate piece to do the other side. I need a 180 or a couple 90s. A couple 90s might be the better thing to do because I'm not sure a 180 will be the right length. And as far as the 180 goes, it might not be broad enough. So I'll probably get a couple 90s. I think that's the better way to go. I got plenty of other pieces. I've got 60s and 45s and straight pipes. I don't have any more 90s. So a couple 90s will make it look better and it'd be more solid. With the amount of boost I'm going to try to run, I probably need it done right. So anyway, I got the bumper back on just to make sure it all fits. The bumper is on. It's close enough. I need my coupler that I spoke about. I need my 180 that I need, or the 290s over here, and build my little brackets on the bottom of the intercooler. And that pretty much is the entire cold side done. I will have to have that welded, and I will need a blow-off valve over here. But that also has to be welded, TIG welded. So I think we're going to wrap it up for the night. Made decent progress. I was only out here about an hour and some change. And it's not super late either, so I got time to go in and like watch basketball or eat or drink a beer. I'm pretty tickled about that. So maybe we won't make this a video yet. Maybe we'll tie it in with another one and combine them. Maybe. Who knows? All right, y'all. A couple days later, I managed to get off today from work. I had no idea that I was going to be off. So that means I'm heading to the junkyard. So I need a couple odds and ends. One of the coil packs that I have for my truck, for my truck engine that I bought, the 6.0, one of the coil packs is busted, and it's been that way since I got it. So I really like to get a whole bank of coil packs. I think they're about $5 a piece at the junkyard. And if I can find some other odds and ends, like the bolts for the water pump, the bolts for the alternator bracket, and some other stuff. Plus, if they got any like truck fuel injectors, you decap truck fuel injectors and clean them up and flow them, and they do about 75 pounds per hour, which is better than any other LS based injector. Plus they're high impedance, so you know, it's one of them things I'd like to try to find if I can. If I can't, no big deal, but it'd be cool. So anyway, I guess we'll get some footage when we get there, because I freaking love the junkyard. I just don't like the mosquitoes, but it's kind of rainy today, so hopefully the mosquitoes are not out, but who knows. Also, I'm packaging the mail today. I've got the alternator bracket came in, the starter came in, and the water pump came in. All of it in one big humongous box. It's all dirty and gross, which means I've got to clean it up. Whatever, no big deal. I'll shine it right up with the wire wheel and a little bit of spray paint, no big deal. So when we get there, we'll get some more video. All right, score. This is pretty sure this is a 5.3. It's a Suburban, 04 Suburban, so it's a Gen 3. But there are about 15 LSs sitting here. So this is where I'm gonna come when I blow it up. Because I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at least that have engines just sitting in them. So this one actually has coil packs, and as you see, is all the coil packs, all the bolts, everything. So this is gonna be the one I get everything off of. These bolts have already taken out, getting these, all the water pump bolts back there, etc. Let's get it. All right, I got a crap ton of spark plug wires, all the good bolts, the water pump, alternator bracket, starter bolts. All right, so I got 4 coil packs, 8 spark plug wires, and about 50 bolts for 17 bucks. Not too damn bad, I don't think. So, life hack, always use your shirt as a seat cover when you have really nice leather seats and you don't want to ruin them. So, I'm gonna head back to the house now. It's starting to pour. It thunderstorms all day. I just managed to beat them. So, let's get back to the house and work on that radiator support a little bit. Back at the house. Jesus. Y'all, when it storms in the south, it storms in the south. I made improvements to the garage here and put this drain cleared up and got it going all the way to the backyard. And it's still kind of overloading it a little bit. So, that blows goats. Look at this shit, it is whipping. Glad I made it out of the junkyard when I did, right? I'm gonna try to unclog this drain real quick. Maybe down there it's clogged, right? Shit, it's pouring. Success! It was just clogged up with, God almighty. It was just clogged up with frogs. There was like 5 frogs down there in the drain blocking the water. Dicks. Look how fast that water's moving. Look at all the water that comes down the street, off the road, down the driveway, right into the freaking garage. Fucking sucks. Look how fast that water's moving. God. Would you believe Clint Eastwood over here didn't want us to have a ditch out there and a culvert going under the driveway, all whining because there might be a ditch in his front yard. Well, boo-hoo. The cable guy's trying to work. That sucks. Alright, so let's get to work on the car, shall we? Alright, here's what 50 bucks bought me. A 5.3 water pump. It's got the thermostat in it, with the housing, a tensioner, whatever, right? It all spins free. It's just dirty. Alternator and power steering bracket. I'm obviously not doing power steering, so I'm going to cut this off. It's dirty as shit. Whatever, I don't care. Got a tensioner on it and an LS starter. Also dirtier than death. Clearly, off of a truck, it's dirty as hell. You can't tell that, then there's something wrong with you. So, obviously my collection of wire wheels is right here. Good old Harbor Freight ones. The drill. time to get after it. All right, so I cleaned up on that a little bit. As you can see, it's going to clean up really well. The water pump's going to look just like it. I haven't touched it yet, just put it on here to see. So the accessory mount for the 536048 stuff is going to be way too big. The alternator was way up here, won't work. So I'm going to make my own little adapter plate here. My thought is I've got all these bolts that I got from the junkyard. I'm going to put this bolt in, this one in, this one in, and this one. I'm going to make a plate that sits against this, comes off in a nice little arc, goes behind this, arcs down this way, goes behind this, comes to this bolt, comes to that bolt. So it's a nice plate sitting against the head. And I'm going to get some spacers. This is about the correct spacing. I've got it so close right there. Just eyeballing it, but it's really close. You know, I mean, it's not perfect, but hey, whatever. So, you know, this can move. I just got it kind of sitting here. So I'm going to get spacers to go in behind here. Spacers in behind here. Jesus, it's freaking monsooning, dude. I can barely hear. Anyway, some spacers to go on all four. Spacer behind this one. That way when I tighten this down, it'll hit the spacer. That one will hit the spacer. All of them will space out just right. It'll sandwich it against there. And that should be all I need. The only other question I've got is how I'm going to tension the belt. And I haven't fully figured that out yet. So I'm going to measure the belt once I get the right measurement. Maybe I can build some kind of groove into the plate that I make up here. That way I have some adjustment on the alternator to tighten and loosen to get it some slack difference if I need it. But I mean, that's where I want it right there. It's nice and out of the way over there on its own. Easy to change if I need to change it. Easy to work on. The plug's easy to get to back here, wherever it is. Yeah, right there. Plug's easy to get to. There's one wire on the back. That wire will go to the starter. And I run the power wire off of the starter back to the battery. So, you know, it's not much to it, y'all. Just some good old garage engineering to figure out how I'm going to make it work. So now I'm going to get this water pump back off and clean up on it a little bit. Try to make it look a little better. I got some silver paint, I think. Can't paint today because the humidity is a million. As the rain keeps changing directions, right? Which is freaky. So anyway, clean it up, paint it, make it look better. I also dented this because on the 5.3 and 4.8 and 6.0 water pumps, that won't clear the throttle body. Or LS6 throttle body won't clear. So cable driven one won't. Well, drive by wire might. So I don't know. Heater hoses, I could use those if I wanted to. I'm just going to cap them off. Not going to use them. So, be back in a bit. Alright, so I just did the string method with figuring out how I'm going to run my belt. And this is basically it. As you see, I got just enough room there between the water pump and the tensioner to get the belt on. This tensioner actually moves. I'm a moron. It's 15 millimeter, but it swings this way. So I even swung it a little bit just to make sure it still clears over here. Fairly simple, not much to it, y'all. I hate to break it and make it sound like it's something that it isn't, but that's it. All I have to do is make my mount for the alternator. Oh, I said all you have to do is. That's bad. Never say that. I've got to make the mount for the alternator. Once I do that, all the accessories are done. That's it. There's no air conditioning, no power steering, nothing fancy. Base model stuff here. A belt from Advanced Auto or AutoZone, whatever. And that's it. All she wrote. So I think that's probably going to be it for the afternoon. I got to go run and pick my son up. So I think that's all we'll do for this video too. Oh yeah, like I say, I cleaned the water pump up with just, you know, a wire wheel and some oven cleaner. It's not perfect, but it's way better. I'm going to dry it off and blast it with air and get the rest of the mud off and paint it silver. Look real nice. tensioner also, water pump, well, thermostat housing also, that's still sitting over there. So as a starter, I hadn't touched it. I'm going to have to make some modifications to my intercooler pipe, which is cool. I'll just cut it back some. I thought it was going to be in the way anyway. But it was a test fit, so hey, it's all good. Alright, so I think next video we'll work on that alternator mount and the cross member down there, or the radiator core support. And then we'll have 2 more things checked off the list, y'all. Pretty tickled about it. So, let's wrap it up. Alright. One more thing off the list. Had to get to the junkyard to get that stuff. Couldn't have done it without it. I needed those bolts. Something that just didn't come with the stuff I had. Whatever. Everybody's going to find different packages. Everybody's going to find different things. So, hey, hopefully we learned some stuff today. I'll get back on this soon. Here's some videos. Watch them, learn. Let's do it together. Till next time, y'all. Peace.